Good day, everyone. My name is Bumi Oyebade. This lecture is coming from Coveline Fashion School. We are giving this lecture from Coveline Fashion School. Today's topic, we want to look at eye neck cut together with body, with cup or cap sleeve. Eye neck cut together with body, with cup or cap sleeve. Now, firstly, I would like us to look at the structure. I've already drawn the structure of the eye neck cut together on the board. This is the front view and this is the back view. This is the back view. The back view of eye neck cut together with body. As you can see, it is very clear on the board. Now, this is the structure of the front view and this is the back view of the eye neck cut together with body. As you can see, this is the cup or cap sleeve. This neck, because we have different type of neck, this neck, it is called a round neck. Round neck. We have different type of neck, and this is princess dart. This is princess dart. We have different type of dart. We have the dart in between that. Then we have the one that will go down, that will touch the down of the blouse. Then we have the one that will start from shoulder to down. Then this one is the corner one. That this is called princess dart. Now, these are the measurements taken. These are the measurements you are going to take if you want to cut the blouse. This type of blouse. These are the measurements you are going to need. You are going to need length of the owner, the back, bust, waist, hip, sleeve length, and the sleeve tight. So the sleeve tight is the last one. The sleeve tight. Now I want to explain it one by one. The length is 24. The original length of the owner is 24. Plus 1.5 plus half, making 26. This 1.5 is meant for the down of the blouse. You are going to use it to bend the down of the blouse. That is, if this blouse is going to have a lining, you are going to use half out of this one to join the lining. Then the remaining one, we allow the lining to go inside. It will pull in very well the lining so that it will not be revealing, showing on the down of the blouse. This half is to join the shoulder, the front shoulder and the back shoulder together. So when you add it up, you are going to have 26. This is shoulder back. Shoulder to shoulder is 16 divided by 2 because you are going to fold your clothes in 2 folds. You are going to cut it in 2 folds. So shoulder to shoulder is 16 divided by 2. That is 8 plus half. This half is the half that we are going to use in joining the sleeve to the body. Sleeve is going to carry one half and the body is going to carry another half. So this one is the one that the body is going to carry. So when you add this up, it's going to give us 8.5. Then the bust is 40. The original bust of the customer is 40 divided by 4. Why are we dividing it by 4? 2 folds at the front and 2 folds at the front and 2 folds at the back, making 4 folds. So this 4 is the number of folds. So when you divide it together by 40, it will give us 10 plus 1.5. This 1.5 is meant for the dart because this dart is coming from down. It will pass through the hip, it will pass through the waist, and it will pass through the bust before it now goes to go ahead at the corner, just upper or the upper bust. It's going to stop at the upper bust and in our armpit. So that is why the 1.5 is meant for the dart. So 3/4 at the left side and 3/4 at the right side. So when you join it together, it's going to give us 1.5. So this 2 is meant for the side of the blouse. We are going to make use of 2 to join the side of the blouse. This one 3/4, making 1.5 to join the that together. So this 2 is meant for the joining of the side of the blouse, because when you want to join the side of the blouse, depending on you, you can use 1, you can use 1.5, but for this class, I'm using 2 for the allowance to be inside very well. So when you add it up, it's going to give us 13.5. Waist 30 divided by 4, 2 folds at the front, 2 folds at the back. We are going to have a 7.5 plus 1.5. This also is meant for the dart. Then plus 2 for the side. So everything is 11. Now hip is 42 divided by 4. 2 folds at the front, 2 folds at the back. So it's going to give us 10.5 plus 1.5. As you can see, the dart starts from the down. It starts from the down. So that means it's going to affect the hip, it's going to affect the waist, and it's going to affect the bust. So that is why this 1.5 for that is also with the hip measurement. So it is also with the hip calculation. So this one is meant for the dart. The 2 is meant for the side of the blouse, to join the side of the blouse. So when you add it up, it's going to give us 14. Sleeve length 5. The reason why it's not more than 5, it is because it is cap or cup sleeve, because it's going to be a very small sleeve. So at least the maximum is 5. Don't let it be more than that, because if it is more than that, it will not look like this again. It will not look like the cap or cup sleeve. As you can see, cap or cup sleeve doesn't cover the whole armhole. It's just going to be in the halfway. So 5 is the sleeve plus half. Half is the one that I said earlier, that is going to, the sleeve is going to carry half to join into the body. Then this one is for the mouth, because we are going to make use of half to join the lining to the mouth. Then the remaining half, you will use it to put the lining inside very well. So when you add it up, it's going to give us a 6.5. Then the sleeve size of the customer, we are going to also measure it. The sleeve size is 15 divided by 2. If you want to cut this sleeve now, it's going to be in 2 folds. So that is why I'm dividing it by 2, not by 4. Yes, not by 4, the way we normally divided their bust, waist, and hip by 4. But this one is separate. Now, right sleeve is different from the left sleeve. So, sleeve is in 2 folds. So, when you want to cut it, you cut it in 2 folds. So, 15 divided by 2 is going to give us a 7.5 plus 1. We are using 1 to join the mouth of the sleeve, to join the sleeve, that is for allowance, sewing allowance. We are using 1 for sewing allowance. So, when you add it up, it's going to give us a 8.5. So, this is the structure of the eye neck cut together with body. This is the back view, this is the front view, and this is the back view. These are the measurements you are going to need. All these measurements on the board, they are very, very important, because if you don't complete the measurement, it's going to affect the cutting and the sewing of the clothes. So all these are the calculation, because after taking the proper measurement of the customer, go into calculation properly, because if you don't add all what you're supposed to add as a sewing allowance, it's going to affect the customer measurement. So let us be very careful anytime you want to cut any clothes. The calculation is very, very important. Now, after this class, now we are moving to the cutting of the eye neck cut together with body. We want to move to the cutting. Thank you. Welcome back to class. Now, after we are done with the structure, the measurements, and the calculation of the eye neck cut together with body. Now, I want to do the cutting now. I want to go into cutting. Now, first thing is the front cut. The front cut. Now, the front cut. Like I said it's going to be cut together with body. Now, the inches we are going to leave first at the upper part of the length of the blouse will be determined the way you want the neck to be high. Now, for the purpose of this class now, I want to leave only 2 inches. 2 inches, because I don't want my neck, that is the high neck, to be too high. Because if it is too high, it will be inconveniencing the person that's wearing it. So it will not allow the customer to move the neck very well. So at least let us leave 2 inches for the purpose of this class, that is for the convenience of our customer, or for the convenience of the owner of the blouse. Now, the full length, that is the calculated length of the blouse, is 26 plus 2 that I said I want to leave for the high neck. Everything is going to give us 28. Everything is going to be 28. 2 plus 26 is going to give us a 28. So this is my 28. This is my 28. So I'll now say the length is equal to 24 plus 1.5 plus half plus 2. That is equal to 28. This 2 is meant for the eye neck. Now, for us not to forget, let us separate that 2 inches. We are going to separate it first. Not that you are going to cut it out, but just use your chalk to separate it, for you to know that there is something at the upper part of the blouse. Because if you don't do that, if you want to cut the neck, you might make a mistake, because if you cut the deepness of the neck without discover that something is here, it will be too wide or it will be too deep. So that is why I'm separating this. So this one is 2 inches. 2 inches. Now the shoulder back now, because I want to be using this measurement one by one. And we have already used the length of the blouse. Now the shoulder back is the next one. The shoulder back, the calculated shoulder back is 8.5. 8.5 is going to start from up. The 8.5. This is the 8.5. Now from here, for us to know how to cut our armhole, whatever the shoulder bag, we are going to add 1 for the armhole, for the freeness of the armhole. So 8.5 plus 1, we are going to have 9.5. So this one will serve as our distance calculation. DC 9.5. Back is equal to 8.5. Now this one is telling us that this is where to measure our bust. So this is where to measure our bust. So our calculated bust is 13.5. The calculated bust is 13.5. This is 13.5. Then you now bring it like this. You're going to have it this way. Now bust is equal to 13.5. Now the distance calculation between the bust and the waist, we also have 8. So this is telling us that this is where to measure our waist. The calculated waist now is 11. So distance calculation, another DC is equal to 8. Then waist is equal to 11. Then when you are bringing it to join it together, then another distance calculation from waist to hip is 7. From waist to hip is 7. Then this one is telling us that this is where to measure our hip. The hip now is 14. The calculated hip is 14. So this is our 14. This is where the hip stops. So you do it this way. So this one is another DC. DC is equal to 7. And the hip is equal to 14. This one is cut in 2 folds. Now, here at this armhole, we are going to reduce 1 inwardly for this place to be firm. We are going to reduce 1 inwardly for this place to be firm. So when you are coming from up, you just come out here because it's only this place you want to reduce that our 1. It doesn't affect the rest of the length of the armhole. So it's only here. So you now say deduct 1 inch. So we are going to deduct only 1 inch from here for the armhole to go inside very well, for the blouse to be able to firm at the center of the armhole. Now we want to look at the neck, high neck, cut together with the body. This is the normal body. Then we want to cut the high neck now. Now at the upper part, we want to look at the wideness of the neck. For the neck, that is, when we are saying we want to cut it together, if it is the cut separately one, you can easily adjust that. You can lose the collar, you can lose the collar and fix it back, adjust it and fix it back. But this one is being cut together with body. So we are going to make sure that we don't allow the wideness to be too much, and likewise the deepness of the neck to be too much. Now for the purpose of this class now, I want to make use of 2 1/4 for this high neck. 2 1/4 here at the upper part. Here I want to make use of 1. I want to make use of 1 and make use of 1 here. Then the deepness of the neck is going to start from the second line down. The deepness of the neck depends on you. I want to make use of 6 for the deepness of the neck. So when you are coming, you just go like this, and you remember the neck is round neck. The neck is round neck, so you just round it this way. You round it like this way. Now, here, in between this place and this place, because of that collar, I want to use 2.5. So when you are coming from up, you stop at that 2.5 and make use of 2.5 here. Then here we normally deduct, here at the shoulder here, we normally deduct 1 for the fitted blouse. So when you are coming, you just go like this. Now say deduct 1 inch. Here I use 2.5. Here I use 2 1/4. This is 2 1/4 here at the upper part. Here I make use of 1. Then when I'm coming from down, the deepness of the neck, I make use of 6 inches. So I now bring it like this. Then I off my hand because the neck is a round neck. So these 2 that we left for the collar, this is the only what we need from these 2. So everything, the remaining thing is going to be cut off. So this one is the front cut of a high neck cut together with body. Moving to the back cut of the high neck cut together with body. We have already cut the front view. We have already cut the front. So we are going to cut the back of the high neck cut together with body. Now let's go. So this is the back. and back is having zip allowance. So we shouldn't forget the 2 inches that we are going to separate for the collar. The 2 inches we are going to separate for the collar. So we are going to do that first. 2 inches for the collar. So after the 2 inches for the collar, then you now measure the length, the full length. The full length of the blouse is 26. Full length of the blouse is 26. So this is 26. This is 26. You now say the length is equal to 24 plus 1.5 plus half. That is equal to 26. Plus these 2, making 28. This is 2 inches for the collar. So don't let us forget the back is having zip allowance. So we are going to separate 2 inches for the zip allowance. I want to make use of 2 inches for my own zip allowance. You can make use of 1.5. You can make use of 1, depend on whatever you want to use as your own zip allowance. But for my own zip allowance, I want to make use of 2 inches. So you are going to separate that 2 inches from the measurement. So you'll now say 2 inches. I represent these 2 signs for as an inches. 2 inches for the zip allowance. So this 2 inches for the zip allowance, while the 2 at the upper part is meant for the collar. It's meant for the collar. And you know that we are going to cut that collar together with body. We are going to cut it together with body. So here we are going to measure the shoulder back. The shoulder back is 8.5. The back is 8.5. The calculated shoulder back is 8.5. So we are going to have our 8.5 like this. And here I told us that whatever the shoulder back of the customer, you add 1 to it to give you the distance calculation. That is where we are going to get our bust measurement. So when you add 1 to the 8.5, it will give us 9.5. So this one is telling us that this is where to measure our bust. This one will serve as our distance calculation. DC is equal to 9.5, and the back is equal to 8.5. It stops at this place. So we are going to clean this place up. It stops at this place. So we are going to have our bust. We are going to have our bust here. Our calculated bust here is 13.5. 13.5. This is where 13.5 stops. Then you bring down your armhole. The cuff of the armhole, you now say the bust is equal to 13.5. So we have another distance calculation from bust to waist. Bust to waist is 8. Distance calculation from bust to waist, DC is equal to 8 inches. It's 8 inches that we normally measure. So this is where we are going to measure our waist measurement. The calculated waist. Why the calculated waist is 11. The calculated waist here is 11 inches. Then you connect it together. Then you now say waist is equal to 11. Then there is another calculation, the distance calculation from waist to hip, which is 7 inches. 7. Waist to hip, we have 7 inches. This is equal to 7. Then this is where to measure our hip measurement. The calculated hip is 14. The calculated hip here is 14 inches. So the 14 inches, then you connect it down. You connect it this way. So as you can see, it has already given us the shape of the blouse. So this one is cut in 2 folds. It is cut in 2 folds. Now, at this point, at this place, we are going to deduct 1 inch because it is a fitted blouse. We are going to deduct 1 inwardly here for it to give us, for this place to be very firm and for it to give us a very nice shape. So when you do it like this, from up you'll be coming, then just at this place, you deduct the 1 inch, deduct 1 inch. Now, we have already done the body of the blouse. We have cut the body of the blouse, which is the back cut. Now, moving to the neck. The wideness of the neck, I make use of 2.5 for the upper part, 2.5 here. I make use of 2.5. Then, when you have the 2.5, then here you now have 3.5. Then you connect it this way. 2.5, 3.5. We have 3.5 here. we have 2.5 because it is high neck cut together with body. Then you move it this way. Then here we normally deduct 1. Don't forget, we normally deduct 1. So when you are coming, you just connect it to this way. You now say deduct 1 inch. Deduct 1 inch. So you can see these 2 inches that we left at the upper part for the high neck. This is only what we need from these 2 inches just to have our cut together. The neck cut together with body. The high neck cut together with body. As you can see, we have already cut the front, so this one is the cutting of the back. It is very, very easy. So so for the purpose of this class, I make use of 2.5 here. I make use of 3.5 at the down. So I now connect it to this place because at the shoulder level we normally deduct 1 inch for it to have a very perfect fit. Yeah, this at the shoulder. So moving, this is the back cut of the high neck cut together with body. So we now want to go and cut the cap or cup sleeve. Cap or cup sleeve, those small sleeve that we normally use is called a cup or cup sleeve. Now let's go. So the full length, the calculated length of the sleeve is 6.5. The calculated length is 6.5. Let's say 6.5. So the length is equal to 5 plus 1 plus half. That's equal to 6.5. Now, the sleeve tight, we are going to measure the sleeve tight, which is 8.5. This is the sleeve tight. Sleeve tight is equal to 8.5. Then, when you now want to cut the sleeve, you bring it down this way. This is how to cut the sleeve. You bring it down this way. So this one is cut into folds. Then you notch this place, notch the center, not the center at the upper at the shoulder. Just notch the center. So this is how to cut the cap or cup sleeve. This is how to cut the cap or cup sleeve. We have come to the end of the high neck cut together with body. I want to appreciate you, those that are watching my video. I want to thank you, those that are not watching yet. I want you to go to my YouTube channel. Help me to subscribe, like my page, share, and God bless you as you do so. See you next time.